Yes, you're listening here live on the coolest of the cool, the Koolykool Show with your host, Brent. Kicking it here live on this Sunday night, January 23rd, 2022, 11:02 Eastern Standard Time. It's been a wild weekend, especially for the world of sports, mainly the NFL. We're going to get started in just a few. While I get to listen to my hip-hop beats my own. So if you don't know already, you're listening here live on the coolest of the cool, the Koolykool Show with your host, Brent. And if you don't know already, be sure to follow us on our other social media platforms. You can also follow me on my TikTok and YouTube channel, both named The Koolykool Show. You can also follow me on my Twitter channel at The Koolykool2412. Also follow me on my Instagram page at Brent_. Yep, the champ. Brent _ the champ. So, I'm going to let this beat ride for just a little bit. So, we are in full swing into the 2022. How you feeling about it? What do you think is going to come this year? Oh, and by the way, we're rocking coast to coast, north to south, and yes, maybe even in Antarctica. And if you're in Antarctica, give me a shout out. Let me know what you think. Yes, you're listening here live with the coolest of the cool, the Koolykool Show with your host, Brent. First and foremost, I'd like to thank each and every one of my listeners out there for tuning into the coolest show around. Yep, and if you haven't been told already, you are special. So, you're listening here live on the coolest of the cool, the Koolykool Show with your host, Brent. So, we're here on Sunday Night Vibes. And in the world of sports, namely NFL, it's been crazy. If you've been watching anything of the sports, the NFL playoffs, it's a hard one to tell as far as what's going on. I mean, it really is a hard one to judge, to figure out what, where these types of how it's going to turn out, who's going to go to the Super Bowl. But it's dwindling down, it's narrowing down. We're going to find out eventually in the next week, at the end of next week, on who the two teams are going to be fighting to get the Lombardi Trophy and at the Super Bowl, or going to the Super Bowl and to possibly get the Lombardi Trophy. So I just want to knock out the sports thing. So earlier today, the Los Angeles Rams went to Tampa Bay to play the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Tom Brady and company. If you watch this game, wow. Unbelievable. Tom Brady coming from behind with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to rally them to get close to almost pulling this off. I mean, it's completely, the big matchup was phenomenal. The whole back and forth, well, it wasn't back and forth, but it was more like Tom Brady and the Buccaneers settling down and getting stuff to come back. And in the end, overall, the Los Angeles Rams kicked a game-winning field goal. How amazing was that? If you watched it, if you did watch it, check out the highlights. You'll see it's awesome. I know right now people are trying to talk about as far as Tom Brady weighing in the retirement talk. He is, I think, 44, but he's still able to play the game, and he can still play the game at its highest level. So, the final score was Los Angeles Rams 30, Tampa Bay Buccaneers 27. On Saturday, well, let me get these games out the way first. The ones today, I'll talk about tomorrow in just a second. Just recently, about an hour, a little bit over an hour or so, Kansas City Chiefs pull out a freaking tight one just in the nick of time. Their whole playoff run was dwindling down. It was a back and forth matchup. At the half, it was tied 14-14, and then it kind of started to sway towards the Chiefs side. But then the Bills, they were driving. It seemed like every time they were getting the ball, their passing attack was second to none. Their ability to score at a whim's notice against the Chiefs secondary, which the Chiefs secondary was getting scorched. If you're going to say as far as second halftime effort, I'm going to say that the Chiefs secondary, I don't know what they were doing, but they kind of pulled it together a little bit. But still, man, they were allowing the Bills to just go down on the field on them. And this game went to overtime and it ended with Patrick Mahomes edging Josh Allen in an overtime thriller. And it was. And Chiefs are going to be returning once again to the AFC Championship. It was a great game to watch. It was a great game to watch. And it's one of those classic matches that, you know what? Whoever's the better team is gonna get the win. And it seemed almost that the Bills had it in the bag because there was only 13 seconds left on the clock, and they kicked the ball off to Patrick Mahomes and company, and they drove down the ball down to get into field goal range. I think it was only 3 plays with 13 seconds, and they were able, with no penalties, no flags, and they were able to get down there and kick a game-tying field goal to send them to overtime. And then when the flip of the coin, Patrick Mahomes and company get the ball in overtime, and they drive down the field, and guess who it is? Patrick Mahomes links up with Travis Kelce in an epic thriller in Manila. Touchdown pass. Awesome. They were already in the red zone. It was an awesome game. So the final of that ended at 42-36. Any scores like that means that defenses were non-existent. So we're going to move on. Saturday's game. I'll tell you right now, man. Saturday's game. The Bengals, man. The Bengals played the Tennessee Titans. The Tennessee Titans were the number 1 ranked team in the AFC. They had fresh off a relaxing bye too, chilling at home, and they played the Cincinnati Bengals, who've been coming off red hot. And the game was it's what I had said. I had told a couple of people, I said, look, The Bengals going to Tennessee, playing the Tennessee Titans. The Tennessee Titans is going to want to control the game clock with the run game. If they control it with their running games, their running attack is pretty good, but their speciality is to control the clock, possession. Ryan Tannehill is a good quarterback, and he's good to get you where you need. He's not going to do anything uninspiring, but he's not going to do anything detrimentally dumb, even though there was some interceptions that led to the Bengals being able to stay in the game and being able to squeak out and get the win. So, in that sense, like I said, it's a whole bunch of other things that are involved as far as, what happens. But the game was outstanding. The Bengals hung in there. Joe Burrow got, I think, tied a season record tied a game record of getting sacked the most time in an NFL game. I think it was like 9 times. Like his Bengals offensive line were not there. The man was under pressure, and they still were able to get the win in this. And I'm pretty sure Joe Burrow went back after the game. He's like, look, bro, you guys, I don't know what you get. I didn't maybe get you a present, but you need to. I'll get you the present if we can get the Super Bowl, and I'll hopefully get you the ring. But you got to protect me, all right? Because he took too many shots. Like I said, there's a game tying record of most sacks. And a quarterback getting sacked in the game. Wow. But the Bengals pulled it off in a thriller. Last second field goal. Awesome. And, I thought it was an amazing game. Had me jumping, hooping, hollering, and everything. And my team's the Dallas Cowboys. And we're not even going to touch on that subject. And we're not even talk about that. I'm still hurt. Annoyed at how the Cowboys ended the season. Just saying. We're not going to talk about it. But the Bengals, the final scores of the Bengals and the Titans game was 19-16. Yep. Bengals 19, Tennessee Titans 16. Bengals move on to the AFC Championship. And so we move on to the evening game, the night game with Aaron Rodgers and company, with the Green Bay Packers at home in Lambeau Field against the 49ers. San Francisco 49ers, with Jimmy Garoppolo. This one was a very kind of close-knit game. It was very low-key. Jimmy G just did enough to get his team the big W. Very impressed with how Jimmy G's been doing. Just had to play his game. Don't go crazy. Do your thing. It seemed Aaron Rodgers had a couple things going on at the beginning of the first half, but then as the game started, they're dwindling. Offensive line and defense started to play a factor. I mean, it kind of was a very tough fought game. Aaron Rodgers tried to hopefully put some Aaron Rodgers magic into it, but unsuccessful in their attempt. But overall, it was a good, stunning game, and that probably was the upset of this weekend. I want to say maybe people probably say that the Tampa Rams game, but I don't think that. I think the upset was San Francisco and Green Bay. I think people pretty much had the money that Green Bay was going to be able to knock off the 49ers. But like I said, Jimmy Garoppolo just played his game and did what he needed to do in order to get the W, get his team moving on to the NFC championship. Who knows if this might be Aaron Rodgers' last time in a Packers uniform. Who knows? We don't know, but he'll do good in whatever his endeavors are. But this final score was San Francisco 13, Green Bay 10. So we now have set the last 4 remaining teams in the NFL that are fighting for position to be, not position, but to go to the Super Bowl and have a shot at winning the Super Bowl and holding the Lombardi Trophy. So 4 teams left, only 2 spots left to go. Who is going to the Super Bowl next week. So, who's going to be the two teams and then to come out the win? There has to be a winner. There is no tie. So, it's going to be an exciting one. Looking very forward to it. I hope you are too. So, alright, check around in the news area. Things are heating up, I'll tell you right now, in U.S. news. It says the State Department urges U.S. citizens in Ukraine to leave the country amidst Russian buildup at border. Right now, this is a lot of talk. It's not getting scary, but it's kind of talk that you probably want to be kind of concerned about because, what is Russia doing? Obviously, for some odd reason, Russia wants Ukraine. I think I talked about this last time I was on. It's, somehow Russia is demanding or they're beefing up because it's looking like Russia's going to try to invade Ukraine. And like I said, it's going to stir. They're going to stir up the pot so bad in Europe if Russia invades Ukraine. It's not going to end well. And this has to deal with a lot about with Russia, what they want and why they believe they need to have or invade, Ukraine. Typically, any country that invades another country just off the bat, I think it's like two ways. One, you say, hey, those are my people. I want that land back for my people and we're going to take it. Or two, you're just being an ass. I don't know. You just want to invade some shit and start some shit. I don't know. Who knows? I don't know. I just don't understand. That's probably way above my head as far as the politics and the whole scheming of the whole reasoning why Russia wants it. But I'm looking here and reading here. The State Department recommended Sunday that all U.S. citizens in Ukraine depart the country immediately, citing Russia's extraordinary military buildup on the border. So they're building up on the border. Why would they be building up the border? Reason why is because they want to go in and seize certain areas. They want Ukraine. They want pretty much Ukraine was part of back in the day, old Slavic country of Russia, of the old Soviet Union, USSR. But times have changed. At this point in time, are we really stating back in the time where the early 19th century, the turn of the century, where the World War I and World War II were like, hey, they belong to us, let's have that. And then it's next to say, hey, that they used to belong to us too. No, they need to come to us. That's what the old times of the World War I tactics. Well, World War I didn't start because of that, but that's what seemingly is how certain things back in then was like, hey, well, they were part of us, and we demand that they be part of us, or we're going to take them. That's how that does. Now, to use that old tactics right now, we're in the modern times. That's not going to weigh well with any other country. Other country's going to see that as dead because, one, in the Eurozone countries, they're going to not want that stuff to happen to them because they figure if that happens to one country, right now it's looking and pending towards to happen to Ukraine, then all the other European countries have to look at themselves and consider the fact that if they let that happen, then it's like, what else is stopping from Russia trying to do that to another country that's nearby them? So thus, obviously, eyes and everything on there. And like I said, this is not a really good move for Russia unless they decide on just pissing everybody off in the entire region of Europe. That has to weigh heavy eyes, and this is not just by the United States, saying, hey, you better, what are you doing? Better knock it out. No, this is by the other European countries that are probably looking at this very heavily because they got to look at their own safety and their own statute in the Europe area. Because, honestly, with that situation like that, any other Europe country could be at, full subject to that. And I don't know. It's just, there's a lot of things going on, and it's just not looking. I don't know. You can beef up your thing, but to beef them up at the border, it sounds like you're building up to soon to make a systematic invasion at a certain time to where you're going to try to catch that country off guard. That's what it seems like they're doing since it's building. And they've already told certain U.S. personnel and their families to get out of Ukraine. So it's not looking too good. He said the buildup has invoked Russia's 2014 annexation of Crimea. Okay, so a peninsula on the Black Sea, which sparked an international uproar and triggered a series of sanctions against Moscow. So basically, we're going back as far as the series of sanctions against Moscow, and I guess they took this as retaliation so they eventually probably developed a plan to eventually, go after them. The seizure of the Crimea also saw Russia's removal from the Group of Eight, or G8, referring to the 8 major global economies. So basically, it's sounding like Russia wants some payback or some get back for, having been removed from the G8, and they feel as though they're not being recognized as major globe economy, into the world of the eyes of everybody else over in Europe. So they feel as though they've been kind of blacklisted or blackballed. I wouldn't say blacklisted. Blacklisted would be the different term. Blackballed is probably the better terminology in this. And it says a second, let's see. The security conditions, particularly among Ukraine's border and in Russian-occupied Crimea and in Russia-controlled eastern Ukraine, are unpredictable and can deteriorate with little notice, added the official, who spoke on the conditions anonymity in order to share details. So basically, you had guys speaking anonymously, so to speak, and telling exactly what their opinions of the whole thing is. It says U.S. citizens are not required to register to their travel to a foreign country, and we do not maintain a comprehensive list. So that's just saying they're not really sure about the numbers, even though they do. They're just lying to us. I'm just saying. But yeah, it's like I said, it's getting pretty serious. But this is Secretary of State Anthony Blinken told the Russian counterpart on Friday that the Kremlin could diffuse tensions and concern about the potential invasion by removing a deployment of 100,000 troops and equipment away from Ukraine's border. Now, that means they're trying to do some talks, but they're saying, hey, we'll remove this many people, but we want some talking to. You got to give us something. That's always how it happens with politics. It's always a give and pull. It'll be like, oh, we'll do this unless you give us this, or let's give it that. It always some underlining some shenanigans, so to speak, behind it all. It usually is, knowing how it is. I mean, it's my opinion. Please don't be upset by it, but I hope my opinion reached out to other people who think the same, because it should be the same. So, what other things are going on in the news? Like I said, there's a lot of stuff that's going on in the news that apparently not many people do. If you do follow the news a lot, you kind of find out there's a lot of stuff that's just, I don't know. Like, what is this? UAE intercepts 2 ballistic missiles over Dubai, fired from Yemen. What? Not making this up, ladies and gentlemen. The United Arab Emirates said it had intercepted 2 ballistic missiles launched from Yemen in an escalating conflict. So apparently the whole world's going to shit at this point in time, because everybody apparently has an attitude with everyone, and they're just doing whatever the fuck they want. That's apparently what I'm gathered from that. Don't want to even rate it, because I'm still waiting on the 50 to 60 rockets that were supposed to be, launched in last year in November to be on course to collide with an asteroid that's intending to crash into Earth in the year 2160 to 2170. But, hey, what do I know, right? It's not like I'm an astronomer making shit up, saying we've counted all the billions of stars and galaxies, whalers and up there. Don't think I'm just talking up my ass. Don't worry about it. Don't worry. Just talking up my ass. I don't know what I'm talking about. Let's see, but SpaceX Dragon cargo ship is on its way back to Earth with science investigations and medical research. I don't even know. Not even gonna look into that. Sounds boring. I don't know. It's fascinating to a nerd, but I'm just joking. I'm a nerd. No. But I mean, it sounds fascinating, but at the same time, what's it really helping? what's it doing? I'm just putting it out there. I mean, it's good to start talking about. Wait, hold on. I'm just reading something. Deep Space Food Challenge. NASA offers $1 million for innovative system to feed tomorrow's sun. Okay, I'm not making this shit up. Okay, Deep Space Food Challenge. NASA offers $1 million for innovative systems to feed tomorrow's astronauts. Why are we talking about this? Why is NASA offering $1 million? What? Who? You would think they have smarter people than asking the average Joe citizen, hey, what do you think the innovative system to feed tomorrow's astronauts? What? That's just to get people interested in the topic of talk. It's gathering information for people to be, feeding astronauts and lettuce. Don't know. Just some of this stuff is just not making sense. But astronomers find the biggest structure in the Milky Way. Wait a minute. Hold on. Astronomers find the biggest structure in the Milky Way. Filament of hydrogen 3,900 light years long. Now, if they call our galaxy the Milky Way galaxy, how in the hell do they know that whatever they found is the biggest structure in the Milky Way? I don't understand it, but I'm pretty sure they'll come up with some. We've calculated the measurements, we've calculated, and we did the mathematics on it, and we did the experimentations, and we were able to locate. And how the hell do you know that when consider we're inside the Milky Way galaxy? And apparently, from what we know, the Milky Way galaxy is extremely big. And like I said, at a point in time, they've actually said they've seen. It's a thing called the observable universe. It's what, as far as they think or claim to have seen, is the furthest they can see from one point to another point, from side to side, the observable universe. And within this observable universe, we're like a little tiny speck way in the freaking right-hand corner. We're a little tiny speck. And with that being a little tiny speck, how about you zoom all the way down into that little tiny speck, and then keep on zooming down, and then keep on zooming down, zoom all the way down to where we're at here on Earth. But yet, they can see all the way out there, all the way back out to the observable universe, and everything as far as they can see. I don't get it. Really don't get it. That's what they claim to have seen, as far as they've seen at the observable universe. So, but yet they're able to know what the biggest structure in the Milky Way is, considering we're inside the Milky Way. But, and to do all this with the infinity of blackness, and considering, as they always said, that out there in space, it's dark as hell, and it takes a lot of light to travel the distance. So I don't know, whatever. Don't know. It's one of those things where you want to talk about it, but at the same time, there's a lot of shenanigans going on with it, and just some oddball things. Don't even know. God darn it. Actually, I'm saying God darn it because I'm trying to not swear as much. My wife says I swear a lot, and I'm trying to mitigate from having to swear. But it's trying to work on it. I was actually upstairs and had the movie, what was it, Goodfellas playing. And the funny thing is, if you have watched the movie Goodfellas with Ray Liotta and Robert De Niro and Joe Pesci in it, and it's a great, one of the best of all time, filmed by Martin Scorsese. One of the best films, gangster mobster films of all time. If you watch that movie in a regular movie channel or whatever, it's great because it has authentic cussing and swearing. Now, if you were to watch that same movie on a cable show where they censor thing, it sounds completely, you don't get the full effect from it, because Joe Pesci cusses up a storm. He's like, you know what, Spider, and he's just talking. And he's like, you dance me the freaking drink, dance me the freaking, and it's like, that's not what they're saying. They're saying, dance me the fucking drink, give me the fucking drink, all right? Yeah, they're going with the authentics of how it's supposed to be said, because. That's like watching another one of the classic ones is the movie Casino with Robert De Niro and Joe Pesci once again. And then every time he's like, yo, what the freak? Freaking 2 days and freaking 2 freaking nights. And it's like, what? No, he's saying the word, fucking 2 days and fucking 2 nights. It just sounds more authentic to be cussing that way. I mean, grass. I mean, it's just more appealing, right? Or it's more attention grabbing, because think about it, if somebody pisses you off outside, all right, let's say you're going somewhere and somebody's like, why don't you get the freak out the way? You're going to be more passive, being like, okay, yeah, whatever, But if somebody says, get the fuck out the way, it's a little bit more demanding. It catches your attention a little bit more. And now you're kind of like, oh shit, this motherfucker means business. It's just an attention getter. But, me personally, I want to try to refrain from swearing as much, trying to mitigate it, maybe to less than 100 cuss words a day, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. But just, slow it down a little bit. So, we come at a little bit the halfway point, or so to speak. But I'm going to go, as always, I'm going to go get something to drink. I'm going to go get something to drink. And, I'll be right back with some more of the Koolykool Show, alright? So, stay tuned, listen to some music, and then, we're back for some more of the coolest of the Koolykool Show, alright? So, make sure you listen, stay tuned, or else, you know what I mean? Alright? We'll be right back after this, little break, alright? Don't worry about it, alright? Forget about it, alright? Be right back. Alright, we're back here live on the Coolest of the Cool, the Koolykool Show on Sunday Night Vibes. Yes. Yep. You're listening here coast to coast, north to south, and yes, maybe even in Antarctica. And if you're in Antarctica, definitely give us a shout out. Be sure to follow us on our local other social media platforms. You can follow us on my YouTube channel, my TikTok channel, both labeled the same as the Koolykool Show. You also follow me on my Twitter account at Koolykool2412. You also follow me on my Instagram page at Brent_the_champ. Yes. Oh yeah. So, back here on the Coolest of the Cool, the Koolykool Show. Your host, Brent. Yes, we're here on the Koolykool Show. Yeah, man, wow. Time is flying by. I just feel like I just got on here and talking some good stuff. Seemed like it's going by quick. Check out the world of the entertainment and see what's going on. Actor Garnett Hundley reportedly arrested for public intoxication in Tennessee. Kanye West and Jill Fox make red card debut in matching Dems. But isn't he a suspect? Isn't Kanye West a suspect in something right now going on? I don't know. Pretty sure that I read that, right? He's like a suspect somewhere. I don't know. That's what I heard. That's what I read. Finn is embarrassing himself at Taylor Swift's birthday party is something I would do. What the fuck is going on? But what did it Paul Mooney said? But that goddamn Hollywood is so goddamn crazy. Shit is just off the chain. Spider-Man finds way back home to number one at the box office, silencing Scream. That's actually pretty good. Awesome. It's pretty cool. Let's see. Arnold Schwarzenegger provides update after the star is involved in a multiple car accident. And like I said, I didn't realize that. I hope he's doing okay, doing well. Kanye West Doctor directs on how the trilogy came together. I don't know what the hell they're talking about. Man, there's a lot of stuff going on over here. Hollywood is, like I said, Hollywood, I guess. Meatloaf, the late singer, passed away. I think it was 2 days ago. If you don't know who Meatloaf is, he's an amazing singer that sung a lot of memorable songs during the 80s and into the 90s as well. He was featured in the movie Fight Club. Awesome movie. One of those movies that you don't know why the movie is good, but it's just good. But he was featured in that movie, played a heck of a role. Meatloaf passing, it's a very sad one. Let's see. There's some other stuff. This is so much going on in the entertainment, but it's just some of the stuff is like, do I really want to read this? Or more or less to the viewer, do you guys really care? Are you really concerned about these people that are making millions, bazillions of dollars? Do you really want to know about their extravagant, And another thing. With the way the economy is going on now, the way the economy is, and the world is, with the struggles that are happening, whether you know it or not, there's a lot of struggle things going out right now. I believe that Major League Baseball, there might be a strike. I don't know if the season might start or not, or the guys were going to report to spring training camp or not. It's been told that they're striking because the Major League guys want more money and want more incentives or something like that in their contracts, that they're already making millions and gazillions of dollars. But, the people that's working and stuff, I guess you're at that level, a high prolific athlete, you want to be paid more money. Okay, I got it. Get as much money as you can, because, I guess as good as you can, I guess. Isn't that the overall goal? Get money, right? what was it? Money, power, respect. Eating right, living right, cooking right, right? You know what one guy says? First, you get the money. Then once you get the money, then you get the power. Once you get the power, then you get the respect. And then when you get the respect, then once you get the respect, then you get what? The women. Yeah, that's damn right. You get the women once you get the money, power, respect. And then you eating right, cooking right. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's all about. Money, power, respect. I'm probably losing my mind talking like that, I guess. Oh. Let's see what else is going on in there. I mean, like I said, I bring this stuff to you straight out from the best, baby. But I mean, that's one thing is it's just like, I mean, there's tons of people out here in this world that are struggling, that don't have a place to live. They're homeless. They're living in their cars or, you know, camping out, whatever. And then you have people that are making billions and millions of dollars. And, you know, I'm not saying a person that, you know, works hard and doesn't work hard shouldn't be, you know, have or get what they want. That's fine. That's you work hard, you work. But at the same time, maybe we have so many people that are homeless or struggling with it. You know, it's just kind of like, I don't know. But I do want to tell is whatever the generation is that now that's like not working. I guess I don't know what generation it is. Was it Gen Z or something, or the lazy gens or something like that? Is that what they call? Is that what they call? Is that the generation called? The ones that are in like the early 20s or something like that? They're called the lazians because they're lazies or something like that. I'm pretty sure, right? Or am I wrong? Or I'm making an analogy that's completely inaccurate. I guess I don't know. Maybe. I'm a fucking bad joke. But yeah, I mean, I guess nowadays with a lot of social media, everybody wants fast cash. They want it now. They want to want it quick. But no one's really willing to take the time and actually to kind of gather up to getting to that point, I guess. But, you know, hey, I guess we all have our own entitlement, I guess. I don't know. So, what is that? Oh, in that song, we have come to the end of another wonderful song here, or another episode. I say song, damn, another episode here on the Coolest of the Cool, the Koolykool Show with your host Brent. Just like to say, here on Sunday Night Vibes, thank you, each and every one of you, for listening and tuning in. Be sure to follow us on our other social media platforms. Follow me on my Twitter account at Koolykool2412. Also follow me on my Instagram page at Brent_the_champ. Heck, alright? You follow me on my YouTube channel or my TikTok channel, the Koolykool Show. Alright? So, like I said, another awesome episode show. I've kind of got the swing back into my schedule, but I still do post a little updates on when I'm going to go live and everything, though. So, for you and everyone out there, it was a wild weekend in the sports world, especially in the NFL. Definitely tune in to my other shows and follow me on my other social media platform. And I want to wish everybody a safe and happy and most enjoyable upcoming week. Stay safe, take care of each other, and have a good night. You're right here, live on the Coolest of the Cool, the Koolykool Show. Your host, Brent. Take care. Bye.